Hi there, everybody. I am just stopping in to chat for a minute with you about the writing that I posted this week called If You Can't Be Happy Here, You Won't Be Happy Anywhere. And I always like to do these little chats with you and tell you what spurred that idea in my mind and why I wrote what I did and give you some insight. I have a little cough, so I'm hoping I can get through this without coughing too much. If you can't be happy here, you can't be happy anywhere. That idea came to me after I heard my mother-in-law make that comment. And actually, I've heard her make that comment many times. And different times. Sometimes it's after a meal. This particular time, she was sitting in my living room in a chair looking out the window and made that comment. My mother-in-law is 80-something, mid-80s, and she's sat in a lot of chairs. And she's had a lot of dinners, and she's had a lot of experiences. And I've heard her make that comment during experiences and after dinners and all of these things. And it always fascinated me, but this time in particular, it really caught my ear because I thought she's absolutely right. It goes along with that concept of be here now, be in this moment now, because if you're thinking about what happened in the past or what might happen in the future, you're not here, you're not happy right now. And so I realized that if we don't learn to be grateful and thankful for what we have right now in this second, we will never be happy, even if we get more. Because what happens is we are always comparing ourselves. We're always comparing ourselves to someone else, comparing our life to someone else's life, comparing ourselves to where we were yesterday or where we're going to be tomorrow. I always say every time we step on a bathroom scale or look in a mirror, we compare ourselves to a standard of expectation that we may or may not reach. And we are judging ourselves. So every moment, if we are comparing the view from our life to the view that we perceive someone else has from their life, we are comparing. And we set this hierarchy of more than, less than. And so we never feel adequate. Even if we reach that level, there's always going to be another level. We can always go higher. Or find somebody that's higher in the same way we can always find somebody that in our perception, their view is maybe not quite as glorious as ours from their life. There's always these layers. And if we are constantly comparing ourselves, we will never be happy. And in my opinion, I truly believe that until we're happy for what we have right now, we will never be happy with more. And even more than that, we will never get more. I think until we're happy for the home you live in now, you will never have a better home. Until you're happy with the relationship you have now and grateful for it, you will never have a better relationship. Until you are grateful for this space you hold in life right now, this minute, you will never hold a better space or a higher space or whatever it is that you perceive that someone has that is more than you. So this judging of more than, less than, of always thinking, oh, if I just had a car like they had, or I had a better house like they have, or I had the experiences that they are having. We are putting ourselves in that less than, and they must be better. Their view from their life must be better than the view from my life. And so it's always this judging, this comparison, this making ourselves feel like we're not good enough. When my mother-in-law said that, she was very content. We had had her over for dinner, and she was sitting in a chair looking out the window at the pine trees that we have, and I feel like it's a beautiful view. She obviously did too, and she just sat there looking outside and said, if you can't be happy here, you'll never be happy anywhere. And it is so true. So wherever you're sitting in life right now, whatever space you are holding, whatever level that you or layer that you think you are in this life compared to anybody else, it doesn't matter. Until you create this happiness that we all have the power to do, because I believe happiness comes from the inside. Until you create that space of happiness from your inside out, you will never understand the real feeling of happiness. And so that is why I wrote it, in honor of that statement from my mother-in-law and the power that I believe that it held. If we can just remember that, to be in this moment right now, whether you're having a glorious meal or eating a sandwich on the run, whether you are in the job that you really dreamt you would have your whole life, or it's a space holding job until you get there, wherever you are in life, you have to learn that happiness comes from the inside out and create that space of happiness so that you are happy wherever you are. And when you learn that and you become grateful and thankful for where you are now, that's when your life really starts growing. And you start understanding that it's the little things in life. It's the contentment of just sitting and taking a breath and watching the sun rise or the sun set, or enjoying the company that you're with right that second, or the experience that you're having. Until you can grasp onto that concept of this second right now, I'm happy. And it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter what our neighbors or our friends doing. And stop that comparison and just be grateful and happy right now. Until you are happy right now, you will never have more. You will never be happy with more. So the concept of if you can't be happy here, you're not going to be happy anywhere is so valuable to get ingrained into your mind. If you haven't read my writing, I always post a link with this video, so I invite you to go and read that. There's always audio with it as well. If you don't want to read it, you can just turn it on and listen to me talk for a couple minutes and share my story. But I invite you to think about this concept this week and catch yourself, so that if you're in a moment and you're not thinking about the moment you're in, stop yourself and start thinking about that moment. My battle cry is always, we're not guaranteed how many moments we're going to have. And so don't waste 1 minute of it. Don't waste 1 minute of it comparing ourselves with someone else or judging the space that we're at in relation to somebody else. Just catch that moment that you're in. Be grateful, be thankful for it, and understand that you need to be happy right now. It's an inside job. I invite you to read my writing. I invite you to comment. Hi, Kathy. Kathy is on right now. I so enjoy it when people pop in and make comments, because if you don't make a comment, I don't know that you're there. I don't know who's listening. And if you're not listening to me live, which I am right now coming from my office at home, you can always comment later. And I get a lot of comments and emails later after the fact. And that's great too, because I will always respond. I will always answer. And I enjoy hearing your take on it, how it affects your life, or if you've ever thought of it, or if you think of it in a little bit different way, and give me your insight on it. I love that. So I hope you have a great day. I am off and running. I've got some errands to go run, and so I will check back in later. But remember, if you can't be happy here, you'll never be happy anywhere. Remember that for the next second. Keep that in your mind and think about as your moments go on. Have a great day. This has been Pennie Heart to Heart, and I thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.